Good afternoon, guys. 3D embossing, 3D traditional wreath embossing folder. I watched a video by an Australian Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. She used this. And I really, really loved her card. But then Craft Roulette's thing today was, or last night's show was the a partial image, bright colors, card for a friend, happy. That seems right. Card for a friend, happy, bright colors, and partial image. So I'm going to blend this, and we're going to go with some not typical colors for Christmas since bright. And if it doesn't work, never happened, and I'll start over. And I was actually looking at this. I thought I had smashed the little berries on this folder because they're so detailed. They have little like divots where the light wouldn't have hit the berries. So I was like staring at it, trying to decide if I had messed it up or not. And I hadn't. It's actually supposed to have that. And I'm assuming when we blend it, it's going to show why it does that. Tommy, please go lay down with your ticky little butt. I swear my dog could be sleeping soundly on a different planet. And as soon as I start to do something, he gets up and starts ticking around. I actually sent my son downstairs to sit with the other dog because he also knows that as soon as I go online. I am going to ignore that this dauber says linen on it. At one point, this was a only one use only dauber, and then I decided that I didn't have the money to have a dauber for every color. So I am going to use on top of Granny Apple Green. I am going to throw some Shy Shamrock. Lord, my camera doesn't love me today. I'm not sure it loves me on any given day. Oh, that's a little harsh. I really prefer a brush. This is where I should just go with what I prefer and see if I can get this. I'm going to use the back of this to make sure that I've got all the miscellaneous darker color off the back of that. And thank goodness. I need a piece of scrap paper. That I'm only going to use partial part of this. The plan is to cut this in half anyway. So if half of it looks bad because I got out of control, then so be it. But although ink can sometimes be like, oh, that looks horrible. And then after it sits for a minute, it settles down. But I am using a very bright color to cover up this Granny Apple Green. So I expected it to be a little bit much, but that surprised even me. And I probably should find someplace to set my ink that when I tap the thing, I'm not tapping directly under you guys, giving you an earthquake. I am just going over the berries with the green because my plan is to go over the berries with a different color, like cherry cobbler or what color? I got poppy parade because we're doing bright colors. So I wanted something that fits that bright color category. And this is where we have to trust the process. I'm having to trust the process because this could turn out really badly. And there's, it is just paper. I mean, I know we all get very caught up in like, I just did all that work and it didn't turn out right. Or at least I do. But then I remember that it is just a piece of paper. Sometimes it's a somewhat expensive piece of paper, but in the scheme of things, even our best paper is just paper. Tommy, lie down. I wish he understood that as a dog groomer, when I hear the ticking, it makes me think I should trim his toenails, and he hates his toenails trimmed. He's pretty sure that my son is down there feeding the other dog, and he is missing out on everything. I'm actually sending a message to the Ginger Cat on live if you're not about. Somebody hopped on, but so I think when I watched the other gal that I watch, Jill from Australia, she may have fussy cut before she cut this at an angle, but I'm only going to use half of this wreath, which, like I said, is good because I kind of went a little heavy on this side. And I'm actually going to darken that side, and just that way, if it turns out that it settles down and I like it, it is what it is, and I have to handle it. So I'm going to shut the ink so I don't need it covered. Excuse me, throwing things in the corner there. You have to keep your keyboard handy because it asks you to do stuff when you're using your computer, and then you're like, but I set my keyboard away from all the ink and stuff. And we are going to have a little fuzzy edge there. I just ordered new. Oh my gosh. Look what I did. Both of them have a little of the jacked up part. It is what it is, guys. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to make it look like it was on purpose. And I'm going to go over the very tip top very lightly with this sponge that made the mess in the first place, so that the background foliage is lighter and the foreground foliage is darker, and it looks more intentional. Two of you are on here. Nobody's talking. You guys unconscious? Don't be shy. Chatting is half the fun of the lives. Of course, half the time I'm not chatting on lives because, like, the number of times I'm grooming a dog, have earbuds on, I'm half watching, half mostly listening, and then I have to try to figure out whatever's happening to everybody's. Hi, Karen. I'm over here slapping excessive amounts of ink on paper. Unintentionally, but we're going to pretend it was, happy accident. Like happy little trees. So I am going to rough trim around this so we can set it on like a, I'm going to do a Poppy Parade background card. Did you get this one, Karen, this embossing folder? Holy cats. And now Lily's outside hollering at a dog. 'Tis the life when you rescue puppies. Did you have a good nap, Karen? I was going to take a nap today, and my son's father brought his dog in for me to groom it, and then he visited our son for about 12 and a half minutes. And then Duncan was upset by the short visit, so I ended up hanging out there. And then after that, I needed some like chill time. So I went to the flea market and found us some junk. And by us, I mean like us, because I'm going to have to go through and do a purge of my stuff and put it on Etsy or share it with our ginger cat friends. So I'm trying to decide if I can put this on a 5x7 card without it being obnoxiously too small, because I know on a 4 1/4, like by an A2, that's going to be too small for 5x7. So we'll go with our standard little A2 card. I feel like I'm in an alternate universe because last night I didn't know Di had gone on, and I was like, it's so lonely going to sleep without all my friends. Of course, after going to visit Grandma yesterday at the nursing home, Lily had picked up some random little old ladies that she's adopted as extra grandmas now. Lily and I had some long conversations about quality of life and why people may or may not visit people, and all the fun things that we discuss as adults when we wish we didn't have to adult. All right, how am I putting this on here that I should have paid more attention when that lady made her card. Jill's going to see this and be like, you don't even listen. So insult to injury, Karen. Yesterday when I went up there, I found out that I have a family member who has the C word going on in their world, and it wasn't something we really discussed because Grandma is lucid enough to know that if we said that, she'd be very, very upset, so we did not get into it. So I feel like this is going to need something else in the background now. I don't know. I'd say I don't know if I have Christmas paper that's the right color, but I know I've got Christmas paper. It's a matter of, do I have readily available Christmas paper? And bright colors. Today, my neighbors are not shooting guns. They're riding little motorcycles, like a little moped. So that's slightly less loud than we usually are next door. Ooh. Sorry, I'm digging in the Christmas box, hoping it doesn't fall over. Hi, Ann. Did you ever go to your mailbox, girl? Okay, we're doing unusual bright colors. Let's see. This may be too unusual to go with that. Nope, doesn't work. Tommy would like you all to know that he is terribly abused because he thinks something's going on downstairs that he is not involved in. Nope. Tommy, lie down. Karen, do your dogs ever just say no when you tell them something? Hi, Vale. I think, Ann, I threw some extra goodies in yours, and then when I got there, they were like, you have to add extra postage. And I'm like, you guys are ridiculous. It's not that much extra stuff. I always, when you're younger and you hear somebody say something along the lines of, I can't believe back in the day, this was only this much money. And then now that's me. Because no, nothing is making me happy with this. I'm gonna use these sleigh bells because I'm just gonna put a little stripe on here to take the edge off of that not working how I expected it to work. I have a whole bunch. It's really sad because I love doing the Craft Roulette card every week because it's a challenge to follow the parameters. But I have in my head about 100 things that I want to be playing with. And this isn't it. Oh, what did y'all do back in the day? We paid 32 cents for a card. That's what we did. We sure as freak didn't spend whatever it is, 72 cents or whatever. Then like that little school bus card I had to add to it was an additional amount. And like I said, it isn't the end of the world, but I'm like, wait, excuse me? How much? Why? What do I get for that? Did we have color? No. I had a color TV, but I also had rabbit ears. So you should slap her till she can't see color. I'm just kidding, by the way. I'm not actually slapping my kids over here. Tommy, lie down. Okay, I'm not doing that. That's going to mess it up. I can tell already. We're going to go back in with pops of color or something. Maybe. Tommy, lie down. You're fine. I really am not fully blaming Tommy for his pacing because his dinner is generally at 6 and it is 6:35. And when there is no school and stuff, Lily's ability to tell time is very hampered. That's pushing it. Oh my gosh. And the main barker in our house, Asunda, is one of those dogs that it wouldn't matter how much you tried to train her. She does not have the capacity. She's part Chihuahua, and it's like, I don't know, the big thick head, pit bull head half somehow presses on the little Chihuahua brain. Yeah, it's funny because I was actually, when I was a kid, I don't think I ever asked my grandma stuff that I was always just surprised by the stuff she did not have. My grandma Russell was born in 1913 and my grandma Trissel in 1924. And so they both lived through the Depression. Grandma Russell, she didn't have anybody that was like, grandpa didn't go into any wars, but my grandpa Trissel was World War II vet. And, so the stories, the stuff they went without during wars and the stuff that they went without during, I don't know. It was just, I look back and I look at it and go, she would tell me and I'm like, wait, what do you mean you didn't have money for lunch? It just didn't dawn on me as a kid that age that was a whole thing. I got this at the flea market, so I thought I would play with this too. Yeah, and he definitely knows dinner is late. And he is up here because we have a really old bully, and Tommy and him, they get along fine, but it's almost like Tommy likes harassing him. And now it used to be fun for both of them, and now it's not fun for Chopper anymore. So Tommy just pretty much stays where I'm at so he doesn't pester Chopper, and Chopper can sleep whenever he wants. Which is, most of the time. Chopper and I agree on that sleeping is an important part of our lives. Do you think do color on color just the same as we did on that? Let's see. Hi, Di. Did you get some sleep? Who's looking for me? If you mean Tommy the dog, he is within 10 feet of me. He's actually pacing between me and the door. My craft room is the sun porch. And so he's pacing between here and the living room, hoping that he can see if there is anything going on, if he's missing it, and how does he get out of missing it. Now I have 4,000 circle punches, and let me see. What size is this one? I think I don't. Oh, Chopper. Chopper does not probably hear me say his name. The only thing he, every time you look at him, responds to is when you say go bye-bye. And I'm pretty sure if I was in like the south side of Indy and he was here at home and I said, you can't come in here with the mute, if you hear feedback, Lily just walked in here listening to me talk to you guys. What? Oh, that's you. Oh, Blue